What's up, Twitch chat, and YouTube? Saturday Vintage Challenge. Wow, I am way out of it today. Anyways, I wanted to play Murktides today. I didn't want to play that mono blue one that I had tried a while back, and I didn't really like the blue-red one very much either. So I thought, let's play Murktides in a different deck. So I was thinking blue-white. I was thinking blue-black. I was thinking I wanted to have a threat that didn't use the graveyard. So the things that came to my head were like Sedgemoor Witch and Stoneforge Mystic and some stuff like that. But I was like, well, it seems like it's a good time to play some witches. So we're going to play a blue-black tempo deck featuring Sedgemoor Witch and Murktide Regent as your threats. Pile of blue cantrips, counterspells, dazes, wastelands, etc., etc., etc. Today for the metagame, I expect there to be a lot of Ravager and a lot of decks that try to beat Ravager. So that would be like Collector Oof decks and Arcbound Ravager decks and Oath decks and the like. So we're trying out some spice today. Obviously, the two Murktides, I'm a little concerned about our delve capacity, but we should be okay. I up to 2 dazes. I am playing a single dress down that I can tutor for in case of emergency. Our counter magic package of Force, Mindbreak Trap, Forces, as well with 3 Flusterstorms in the main. And then the spicy in the main is a Spell Snare. Should hit everything besides Bazaar of Baghdad. So it should hit Oath, Breach, Ravager, Tarmogoyf decks, etc., etc., etc. I am playing some amount of Wastelands in the main 3 with another one in the board to help versus Bazaar. I have a pile of Fluxes for the Shops matchup. I have another Flusterstorm for the combo matchup. I'm playing a Lily because I think against like another fair matchup, I might get run out of cards. Also, it like can kill off some of the dumb mono white creatures sometimes. So I'm interested in trying a Liliana. Also, it's like pretty sweet against Jeskai, though it's not as good as it used to be against Jeskai because Jeskai does have Prismatic Ending now. It used to be pretty lights out if you resolve this against Jeskai. Now Prismatic Ending solves most of those like random permanent problems for Jeskai. Not that Jeskai's a huge player in the metagame right now anyways, but I'm probably going to try to bring it in against some of the more fair decks. A pile of Traps and Jailers for Dredge along with another Wasteland. And then against the creature decks, I have a Board Wipe and a Control Magic spell, along with an additional basic for when an additional basic is required. Basically decks that are, wastelanding me. Shops decks in particular. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Definitely not my style of deck. Obviously, I prefer something that wins the game very quickly. This one's going to be a little bit slower. It's a more controlling deck, but it is, if I was to play this as a completely controlling deck, you probably just wouldn't play Murktide at all. But I like to play some like high power threats that can close the game fast, and Murktide fits the bill. If the metagame continues to have low numbers of Pyroblasts, I think Murktide is like one of the best possible threats you can have. So I wanted to play some Murktides today. I really think there's a deck with like just 4 Murktides. The biggest struggle I have with the 4 Murktide deck is you need to find an additional non-graveyard threat. And so this deck, I didn't play 4 Murktides because I decided to play these 4 Delve spells instead. But like you need to find an additional non-graveyard threat. And so in the blue deck, I played Thing in the Ice. In blue-black, I play Witch. In blue-white, you get a Mentor as well as maybe Stoneforge Mystic. In mono-blue, you could maybe play like a True Name Nemesis. I don't know. There's a bunch of choices, but I think like you don't want your additional threat to be using the graveyard. Like I was looking through lists today before I started the stream, and I saw a really cool Legacy Arclight Phoenix list that was using Arclight Phoenix Buried Alive as well as playing Murktide Regent, and I was like, damn, I want to play that, but that doesn't make any sense because I'm just gonna get Leyline of the Voided and have a really bad time. But it was cool how they were able to use some similar game pieces that were putting things in the yard to have an additional plan. So I thought about playing some Arclight Phoenix today, but I just couldn't figure out a good way to beat Graveyard Hate with that deck. I'm not sure what the answer is. There's always the cool idea of like boarding out Arclight Phoenix and boarding into Doomsday, but it's like not the easiest thing to achieve. I believe we tried it at one point, but then like usually when you do something like that, you ask yourself the question, why didn't I just play Doomsday the whole time? Because I mean, Doomsday's pretty broken. Why do you want to board into it? Why don't you just stay it the whole time? So some thoughts, some things, and we're just gonna start round one right away, which is sweet. Yeah, let's just do it. Hopefully this pops up. I'm excited. I think this deck should be fun. It might be a little underpowered. It might be a little slow. It might hit Bazaar too many times and not get there, but I think it has some game. So we got Masala Chicken in round one waiting for us. Let's do it. Let's do it. Can we top 8 every challenge this year? No, that's probably asking for a lot. But we are 1 for 1 so far. And I definitely want to play at least one challenge this weekend. Possibility we play 2, but who knows? All right. Sala has chosen to play first. I've got a wide variety of counter magic. I'm going to keep this hand and hope my opponent is not on Bazaar of Baghdad. I think this hand is good against mostly anything that's not Bazaar of Baghdad. Yeah, slasher, but you only went 4-2 and breakered in. So how long are you going to be so whitelisted that your 4-2 is going to actually breaker in, right? Keep. Not even in the top 10 win rates in 2022. Come on. All right. Hopefully Masala Chicken doesn't do anything bizarre to me. And if that's the case, I think we have a nice variety. Though I guess we are a little weak to a Shops hand, seeing as we can negate... Okay, it's Shops. Like we have Flusterstorm and Misstep, which are both bad against Shops. So what's our sequencing going to be here? Uh-oh. If this is a Lodestone Golem, it's pretty bad for me. If it's like a Mystic Forge, we have that covered pretty well. Make sure not to F2 through the Soul Ring if that's what they're going to do here. All right, sold. I will cash in the Mana Vault on the Mana, or the Misstep on the Mana Vault. And Nettle Cyst. All right. Well, this worked out perfectly. I got rid of my Misstep and I got rid of my Flusterstorm and I cashed in value. My opponent is down to 1 card. I have a Spell Snare and a DT. Pretty happy about life. What are we DTing for? Kind of depends on what we draw, right? Having our negation and our Misstep both counter something out of Shops is like big game. We drew another fetch land. So I think the answer is hold open Spell Snare, and then we can DT for Ancestral. I don't have a basic swamp in the main, so I might have to fetch like double UC. See what happens here. My opponent only has 2 cards in hand, so I really want this to hit something. We'll see if it happens, though. Like, if my opponent slammed, like, a Forge there, it'd be pretty bad. Looks like they are out of gas, which I like to see. Definitely am willing to take 2 life and probe and see what their last card is. If it's a Wasteland, you know, it's kind of good information to have. It is a Ravager. Wait, why didn't they play Ravager? What? I'm very confused. What is there a single logical reason to not play Ravager there? I mean, if someone thinks of one, let me know. Maybe I'm just supposed to get Murktide Regent with this Demonic Tutor, actually. I think I am actually supposed to get Murktide Regent with that Demonic Tutor. All right, so now you'll play the Ravager? All right. Yeah, I actually think that DT was probably wrong. I just kind of, you know, muscle memoried into an Ancestral here. But I probably should have just gotten Murktide Regent because that would have won the game by itself. Now I have to hope to find something that is actually good. Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll just draw into the Murktide Regent, right? Okay, that's a Murktide Regent, so... It also is a Mystic Sanctuary, so this worked out pretty well. Like, now I can vamp for a Murktide, and then I can Mystic Sanctuary back my Ancestral Recall, and everybody's happy. Needle. Sure. I mean, they might name Delta here. That'd be kind of reasonable, I guess, but that's fine. This game should be dead. This game should be dead. They should be dead, and this game should be over. Pretty happy with how my deck just performed, honestly. Like, most hands that have, like, Flusterstorm Misstep don't beat Shop's draws, but that certainly did. So they did name Delta. It's kind of annoying, because now I don't get my, my second Ancestral, but I think it's okay. Yeah, I picked up a camera for Christmas for myself. It's very, very nice. I think I would rather just have a Murktide and a Force, and that should just be good enough. Guess I'll just hold that in my hand. Guess there's no reason to use... Oh wait, this is the Murktide Regent, so I want to use all of my non-ancestral spells. Misstep, probe, vamp, snare, done. All right. Beat a Murktide. I'm just gonna hold this in case I draw like Brainstorm or something. I won't be able to get rid of this needle anyways. So. Arcbound Ravager. Or sorry, that's an Arcbound Ravager. That's a Phyrexian Revoker. Either way, I don't really care very much. They played a 2-mana 2/1. I played a 2-mana 8/8 flyer. Blue is broken. Oh boy. Take that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I've been up for a little while actually, and I've already had my caffeine. We'll get there eventually, I guess. I ate. I had a corned beef thing. It was really nice. Just force this. I may be winning the race currently, yeah. If I draw a Treasure Cruise or a Murktide Regent, they do die right away, which is cool. Strip Mine, Dress Down. I don't think those matter very much. I guess this is just a blue card, so now they can't win. Needle's on Polluted Delta, which is why I'm not getting a Mystic Sanctuary and getting my Ancestral or my Demonic back. All right. So counter all your things, tutor a Murktide Regent, murder you. Seems like a reasonable avenue for victory. For victory. So we're playing against Aggro Shoops, which we did anticipate. What will we bring in is the question. Maybe just like all of this shit. I don't know. Is that reasonable here? Mental Misstep, Flusterstorm, Mystic Tutor, Narset. Do we still want to keep Spell Snare in? Probably, right? Maybe not on the draw. Dig. I wonder if this is actually good in this matchup. I'm not really sure. Maybe a Daze on the draw. Maybe both Dazes on the draw. I don't know. Does this like seem reasonable? Like I obviously don't want these cards. So these can go out and I can take my fluxes in. And I definitely want Swamp and I don't want Narset. I definitely think these cards are all fine. Are they better than these? Probably. I don't really want all of my delve spells, and I really just want my regents, so I think getting rid of dig is fine. That makes this merchant scroll pretty bad, though, right? So let's just take out the merchant scroll and play a daze. I think we can just... What the heck just happened? Oh, combine. I think this makes sense to me. It might be overboarding, to be honest. Like, I'm not sure you really need, like, Liliana, Deluge, Entrancing Melody when you're bringing in 4 fluxes, but... Maybe this is not even an Entrancing Melody matchup. But I don't really want to play 2 days anyways on the draw, so... I think this is... Let's try this. I haven't actually board... Like, I have a couple extra cards in my board for, like, the mono white and the white weenie style decks, and I'm not sure if they vibe versus Ravager. So this is, like, kind of the example of why Snare on the draw is not great, because if my opponent just does anything, it's pretty bad. But I have multiple lands here. Yikes. I don't know. Let's try it. This hand could just not be playable, right? If they just play... I mean, at least if they play, like, Sphere, I don't lose to Wasteland immediately. That's probably not a good enough reason. Yeah. This might be a mulligan. Mishra's Factory? Wow. Okay. Interesting. I might just go basic probe. I think drawing lands is the most important thing. Yeah. All right, so they have free reign to cast whatever they want here. The good news is I have land Lotus Witch. Or if I draw a Flux, I could just Flux them too. I fucking got Strip Mined. Okay, fair enough, I guess. Yeah. I'm just like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Every time, I swear, every time I fetch a basic island, it's a strip mine. They have another follow-up spell? Oh, they have a Lotus? That's bad for me. Yeah, I mean, this went downhill really quickly. I don't really feel like my play was wrong, but I do feel like my play was punished. No follow-up. Wasteland. Okay, what I think I'm going to do is just go play Wasteland, play Lotus. And I think I'm going to just hold open. We have not looked at their hand. Wait, how did we look at their hand? It didn't pop up. So, yeah, so they have a needle, a fleet wheel, and an inspector. It just didn't pop up. Normally it pops up. Or maybe it popped up and I put it away. My bad. Yeah, I mean, I think I want this Lotus to cast Sedgemoor Witch, so... I mean, it's possible Revoker wouldn't name Lotus because they have a Revoker. I guess they would probably have to use Lotus to cast it, but... Yeah, I think it would be pretty bad to Time Walk. Like, we could Time Walk and then play Preordain, and it's not the worst play in the world, but my opponent is constrained underneath their own Sphere Resistance. They drew Revoker off the top. All right, well, I would rather they didn't have a Revoker in play, so... Okay, but they're still trapped under their own sphere, so... Are they going to Needle Wasteland? That'd be interesting. They should definitely move to the next phase, but it's fine. I guess they're going to needle Wasteland, which is probably good for me because I don't want my Underground Sea wastelanded, to be honest. They might just needle Delta. That's definitely an idea. All right, so this game has been... They need to draw a Workshop or a Tomb. I'm just going to cast Preordain, Demonic Tutor, Ponder. I think I'm going to bottom both of these. Well, maybe I'm supposed to cast Demonic Tutor. I don't really feel like I am. I kind of just want to keep going. Unfortunately, I can't actually trigger Revolt right now to kill a Foundry Inspector if they do top deck and deck an Ancient Tomb. Oh, they're coming in with Factory? That's cool. All right, so I'm gonna Time Walk, try to find another mana source for my Witch. I guess that technically works. What is happening? Okay. I guess I'm gonna play this other Wasteland out. Well, I want to be able to trigger Revolt, I think. So I guess I could have Revolt with the Gush mana, or with the Gush. So maybe I could have played my Delta out. All right. The classic Wasteland Sea with Needle out. I mean, if they hadn't needled Wasteland, they would have no mana forever. So maybe it worked out for them. Okay, they drew a Saga. I guess that's definitely working out for them. They're still trapped under their sphere. Just draw a Flux and this game should just be over. Well, this Needle was a good play, apparently. So the downside here is because I didn't play my fetch land before, it's pretty bad to Gush. I'm probably still supposed to Gush. I could just wait and hardcast Gush. So they're not going to do anything on their turn, right? They're just going to make a Saga token on my turn. So I guess we just wait. They can't block this thing, so definitely get in there. Yeah, we are not in a rush. Though the Saga tokens are going to be pretty big, and I can only kill one right now. But I do have pests to block, so it's not the end of the world. They drew Tolarian Academy. 2, 3. So they can make a token and then play an Inspector. Okay. This is not great for me. Can't really do anything about it, right? I'm going to push something. I guess I'll just push a token. Because the Inspector doesn't really matter anymore because they drew the Academy. Is pushing the token better than pushing the Fleetwheel Cruiser? I think I'm still supposed to. Oh, I didn't have to fetch because I didn't go for the Inspector. Oh, well. I do have to fetch if I want to Gush the alternate mode. I drew Sanctuary. Okay, I guess we are on hard cast Gush mode here. Do it on their turn when they attack. Oh, I do have to fetch before they find something with the token. I do think it's better to just hardcast Gush and then play Sanctuary on Time Walk than to pick up my lands. So they can just play they can make a dude, get a thing, get a Fleet Wheel, attack. They've drawn some good ones Seeing they were locked under their sphere of resistance, and they drew Saga Academy, which is bad for the home team, I would say. I'm not going to cast this Gush because I want them to attack with this Inspector into double pest. I don't know what they're going to get off of this. Maybe a Soul Ring. I am going to take 5 trampling damage, though, which is not good for the home team. I guess I could have held my push. I could always bring back my push with the Mystic Sanctuary, though then I need to find a Revolt trigger. They did get a Soul Ring. This game went really badly. For how far ahead we were, this game went very poorly. I could Gush on my turn, but yeah, but then I can't kill the Jesus Christ. Yeah, but then this thing won't be stood up, so that wouldn't work. I need Revolt to kill a cruiser, is what I'm saying. Oh boy. My opponent, I don't really care about these things because I have pest tokens. I kind of care about the cruiser having trample, but this is a huge problem. I need to draw Flux, and even if I draw Flux, I can't actually kill this Academy until I draw Strip Mine. I might just lose this game. My opponent top decked a lot better than I did, I guess. I mean, maybe I just used my push incorrectly, but that's not going to save me if I use my push better. I'm not sure, but this went really badly. Maybe I was supposed to... Okay. Did this come from the top of their library? I can't actually tell. We can only get rid of Needle if we Flux it. So... I didn't really put a lot of different hate in my deck. I just threw 4 Fluxes in. Maybe that was a misplay. Maybe I should have put like a Steel Sabotage in my deck. All right, so at least they were going to get to kill this Inspector, which will make their Mystic Forge a lot worse. And these pests are very good at stabilizing. All right, we found a Flux. This is great. Now, if we could just draw like a Strip Mine off the top, that would be ideal. I did put 4 Fluxes in my deck, so it's not unreasonable for me to be drawing Fluxes. All right, so I take 5, and then I gain 2. And I can put back Gush if I want. I can put back Time Walk if I want. I think the answer is going to be put back Time Walk, Preordain into Time Walk. Back Time Walk, Preordain into a Time Walk. Put back Gush, cast Gush. Well, I need 4 mana, and it costs 2 mana. I could just play Flux and hold up Force. And put back Gush. Or should I put back Time Walk? Or is playing Preordain better? I could put back Fatal Push and Preordain into Fatal Push. But I don't need a Fatal Push because I have pest tokens for the constructs. And the problem is I'm going to have 4 mana. So if I go Flux Preordain, I won't even be able to hold up Force unless they drop Sphere. They could drop Sphere. So maybe what I should do is Sanctuary back Gush, Preordain into Gush. Or Preordain into a Gush or a blue card. And then slam Flux. This also gives me a pest, which I want. Oh, actually, I can hold up Force. Okay. Did I miscount my lands? Oh, I forgot to put the Sanctuary. Okay. Oh, this is perfect. Yeah. I will draw Dress Down and leave Gush floating. And then I will play a Flux. Okay. This game has gotten sweet. I'm going to get in there with this Witch. All right, now they have to figure out what to do Obviously, the Academy pays for half of their mana, so they can pay for a lot of this. Maybe I was supposed to hold up Wasteland in case they drop this needle. I mean, they are not really allowed to drop this needle, and they're going to use the Academy in the upkeep anyways. All right, well, let's see what my opponent does. I guess that's the bottom line here is they have 7, 8, 9, 11, and they have 7 things on the stack. And they also have a Mystic Forge, and they can never drop this needle. I should definitely have held up Wasteland anyways, I think. Oh, well. How does Dress Down interact with Fleet Wheel? Bro, I have no idea. I think it's just a creature. I don't think it matters. But I'm not 100%. It does lose Trample. That is pretty important. I'm probably pitching this Dress Down to something they cast off of Forge, if I had to be honest. And then we can, next turn, we'll Gush back Sanctuary Underground Sea. All right, so my opponent has got 10 mana here. They can keep 5 things. What are they going to keep out of the 7 things that they have? Every time they don't keep something, the Academy becomes worse. I'm at 10, so I'm not really at a threat of dying because all they have is a Construct and a Cruiser. I guess theoretically they could... I don't think I can die here. I hope. With a Force and a Pest, I think I should be fine. What we really want to do is like Gush into a second Flux. That would be what we really want. Kind of an interesting set of games, but my deck is so controlling that I'm sure that most of the games today will be pretty interesting. And anytime I lose, it'll probably be because I made misplays. The deck's like really like I think the Fatal Push like almost was a misplay, maybe. I'm not sure. Like, I don't really care about that Construct token that I killed. I could have blocked with Pest tokens, so it's possible that this push play was just really bad. But I wanted to make sure that I had 6 mana to hardcast Gush, which did become important. So far they've kept everything. So what are they going to drop? They're going to drop Sapphire and Sphere. They can't drop this needle, right? If they drop this needle, okay, they didn't drop the needle. So they're going to drop Sphere, which makes sense because it restricts them. And they're going to drop Sapphire, but Sapphire makes multiple mana. Okay, I mean, I feel pretty good about this. The Flux was pretty good even with a Tolarian Academy in play. It's really lucky my opponent needled Wasteland. Or not lucky, but it's really good that my opponent needled Wasteland because our draws lined up in a way where they would have been just destroyed by a Wasteland. They didn't have an Academy at that point, but... Okay, so what is my opponent going to do here? Are they going to just use their token to like Cruiser and attack or something? One thing that we do have to know is that even though this will lose Trample, this will lose Gain Life. Okay. I think I'm just going to take 5. I don't think this matters very much. They have a 1 mana. Stone Coil on 1. Sure. Chump anyways? I don't think that's good. All right, so blue, Gush, bring them back, draw. Can I vamp for another Flux and draw it? Probably not, right? Vamp costs 2, Dress Down costs 3 is 5, Flux costs 4 is 9. Oh no, there's no sphere. So 2, 1, 3, 6. So I would go to 3. I mean, that seems pretty good, right? Do I want to attack? I think I'm just going to bleed back. Well, this is going to kill this. So I should be able to attack with my... Oh, I should have done this first, I guess. Because now if I dress down, I can't attack with my witch. That's kind of frustrating. But I didn't know that until I gushed. So maybe I should have attacked before I gushed. That's really limiting on information, but... Pest can't block Stone Coil, but the Stone Coil is a 1/1, so... Well, I'm just saying, like, I lose Menace is what I'm saying. Oh, you're saying that I could just not play anything and just let the mana go? Well, I have to play Dress Down. I guess I could have let the other mana go. Yeah. Oh, it's whatever. I'm just going to leave everything back and have them die to Flux. It's fine. All right, that should just be game. I can't imagine they can beat 2 Fluxes, and I have Force, and I have everything blocking, and these all gain life, and I can counter a Ballista. Yeah, this should just be good. This was fun. I had a good time. I got to do anything I wanted, I guess, is... I love Witch. It's such a fun card. I also love Dress Down. Flux is alright, too. I'm glad you like it. I like it, too. It's a cool time. My opponent has to do some big things here, and I don't think they're going to get anywhere. We cast Gush for 6 mana in this game. The cool part about Flux is it's good against artifact decks, but not PL. Did you have fun in this game? Yes or no? I think the first thing my opponent should have done is, like, I don't know, conceded? Never mind, I don't want to think about this. I spell snared a Ravager, and that's all that matters. Wait, what I spell snare this game? A Revoker? I spell snared a Ravager and spell snared a Revoker. You love to see it. So what are they keeping? Why did they keep nothing? Could they have kept something? Oh, I'm gonna kill this factory. I'm gonna kill your factory. You're not allowed to have that factory. No, let me kill your factory. You. We went through that whole stack, and now we concede. GG's masala chicken. GG's. That was fun. I would do that again. Okay, here we go. Round 2, vintage. This is going to be a fair blue Murktide mirror if I had to guess, but it could always end up not being so. This hand is really sus. This hand is super sus. I don't even know if it's keepable. Like, we just have so many bad cards. It might be a mulligan. think I'm gonna mulligan this hand. It just doesn't do anything concrete, whereas this one does. Should get rid of this ponder. Preordain should be better with no fetches. All right, so I'm thinking we're probably playing a Murktide mirror where my opponent has Pyroblast, which is it's an issue, to put it lightly. Oh, he revealed a Luris. Okay, so we're not playing a Murktide mirror. We're probably playing against Breach then. So maybe Ghoul copied the Nammer squats list. Interesting. Upkeep Ancestral. I have that matched currently. Let's see what they've got. All right, sweet. And then show me what you got. Underground Sea, Urza's Saga, Merchant Scroll, Dig Through Time, Expressive Iteration. I kind of need to wasteland the Saga. So I think... I don't know. I think if wastelanding this volcanic island and they just draw another mana source before playing their Saga, it's pretty bad for me, to be honest. So I think what I'm going to do is, if they Merchant Scroll, they can't Merchant Scroll for Recall. I guess they could Merchant Scroll for Gush. I think I can just get away with passing. Maybe I'm supposed to Preordain. I'm like pretty torn between if I'm supposed to Preordain or not. I don't know the answer. I do think I'm supposed to hold this wasteland for the Saga, though. Brutal. I mean... fair enough. I even gave him 20 more seconds, so... All right, we'll call it even. Let's call it even. Everyone has timed out everyone. We can watch vintage now. I assume that Ghoul is playing multiple events, but doesn't look like it actually. I don't know where they're at. Where are they at? So what I want to happen here is them to play Saga. Like, I think I'm just supposed to... I think I'm just gonna daze this. There's not much they can get off this, but I don't want them getting like... I mean, because they've already used Dig. I don't really want them getting Gush, is what I kind of don't want happening. Okay, fair. And what I'm gonna do is like fluster the expressive iteration. And then waste the Saga. They do have 2 more unknowns now. I'd like to get some concrete advantages at some point, but I'm interested that they played Saga. Oh, that's so bad for me. Yeah, it's a good top deck. That's so bad for me. Well, at least they can't play that witch. Kind of wanted a witch. Like, I'm just gonna get murdered by... Oh, boy. I'm just gonna get murdered by this monkey. The trick is, like, I have to leave open fluster for expressive iteration, because that will bury me as well. Yeah, the monkey top deck was really good for them. Oh, God, are they gonna cast expressive iteration? Please do. Fuck yeah, that's so good for me. That was like the best possible outcome. If they go like land monkey and I daze it, good God. That'd be insane, right? That would be pretty lucky, I would think. Oh God, they're doing it. Oh, they just played around days. The master. Wow. Brutal. Savage. I kind of need a freaking fatal push now. Do I want to keep this Flusterstorm for dig through time? Not really. Really want a fatal push. I think we're losing this game because of this Ragavan draw. It's so bad for me. Like, watch them hit like Murktide region or something here. Mystical Tutor. Ah! This is so disgusting. This top deck is so bad. My whole game plan went out the window. Oh, damn. Thanks, Frodo. Congrats, everybody. My own mod comes in here and gives links to other people's streams. Classic. Just kidding. I'm so screwed. I thought I was so far ahead too. I'm kind of glad that I didn't draw Mystical Tutor. Like, I didn't really want to draw Mystical Tutor, but like maybe I could have kept Flusterstorm and given them the Underground Sea, but I just didn't really want Flusterstorm. I don't know. Brian's nice. They're just not going to cast Mystical Tutor. Why? Because they want to. So they're going to not cast Mystical Tutor so that they can play Dig Through Time around days. Interesting. Interesting. Should I Wasteland? No, it doesn't actually help me. They have Dig and another card, and their Dig can find them Pyroblast. I guess I can just wait till they cast Dig, and then I cast my own Dig and try to draw Flusterstorm. Or at least, like, draw Fatal Push and cast it. I drew Eliminate. And no Force, no Fluster. Ay. I'm very dead. I'm so very dead. This was a horrible Dig Through Time. Just a terrible Dig Through Time. So bad. All right, a new plan, I guess. I'm gonna take Ponder Sedgemoor Witch. I don't know, man. I'm dead. I'm dead. My opponent's gonna like breach kill me. Good God. Like, I thought I made a great play too. I was like, haha, what I will do is wait till they dig because I have a hard read on dig. And then I can, like, if my dig finds me Fatal Push, force or like fluster force or like fluster push or something. Like any of those kind of things would have been very, very good for me. But my dig kind of missed. I thought we were, oh man, I really thought we were just so far ahead even after mulliganing, but the monkey was the equalizer. I don't play very many removal spells. I could have taken the eliminate there, but I think it's just worse than like trying to resolve Sedgemoor Witch and then playing a pest. Like this thing can't beat a pest. But my problem is if I go for this line, like I have no counter magic to beat a force an Underworld Breach at this point. So I'm pretty far behind now. So we're kind of playing a fair mirror, except my opponent has probably access to a breach. I don't know how big of a breach plan it is. Could be a small breach plan. Could be 2 or 3 breaches. I'm kind of going to go look for the Nammer Squats list, because that's where I assume they started from. And that list plays 3 Ragavan, 2 Breach, 3 Saga. Yeah, this looks really bad for me. Looks real bad. I don't even have good Breach hate. Like, I'm not playing Leyline and I'm not playing Soul Guide Lantern, so... Oh, they hit my Time Walk. Yeah, I mean... What's a guy to do? This just went... Everything that could go wrong in this game did go wrong. Absolutely everything that could go wrong did go wrong. It's crazy. The hit force. Okay. I mean, it could have been... They could have played Saga on the last turn. It would have been even worse for me, but... All right. I'm now kind of forced into... I guess I could give them 1 Saga token and just try to resolve Witch Ponder. That seems like a terrible idea. But I'm going to get hit by Monkey again. I guess I could just try to resolve Witch before even playing Wasteland, and then I technically have Daze after. Do they play Daze? No. So I've answered 2 of the 3 Sagas. I technically have a blocker. If they cast a spell, I will probably just Daze it so that I have a Pest. And maybe they'll just cast a Lightning Ball on this. I think I would still just Daze it so that I have a Pest to block with. Obviously, they get to rebuy their Ragavan, so it's pretty bad for me. Yeah, it's pretty bad for me if they have a Bolt. I'm hoping they don't have a Bolt. They just like go for it on their turn and we just like Daze Trap or something. I don't know. I guess they just don't even have to cast a spell and they can just attack with Ragavan. Like they still get a hit in this turn. But I think dealing with the Saga was more important. I don't think I'm supposed to Daze this Ponder just to get a Pest. Maybe I am. Maybe I am supposed to Daze this Ponder. The worst part is if they play a Breach on 2, they can always bring it back and not get trapped. I guess at this point they probably should have a Pyroblast, right? Like, how can they not have a Pyroblast at this point? I don't even know how I could get them to cast 3 spells. I guess if they cast Breach right now, it's not really doing anything. Like, I can't actually block this here. But I did resolve a Witch, so I'm at 5. So they could bolt my face. Flusterstorm. Bolt my Witch. Should I just get a Pest? Probably. So they didn't bolt my Witch pre-combat because this entire game they've been playing around second days. Worked out pretty well for them. Now, where are we in life? Ancestral Recall. Okay, well, I have 2 Ancestral Recalls here. So I can actually play around Fluster on the first one. That's a Pyroblast. I'm going to cast this Ponder. I don't want to get my Ancestral out of my yard because I want to be able to Mystic Sanctuary it. I think I'm very, very dead here, but... Force Preordain. Spell Snare. I don't think I want these cards. Yeah, they have another piece of counter magic. Okay. Like maybe I could have just cast Preordain there. They only have 1 card in hand. I get to buy another turn here, hopefully. And then I don't know how I'm stabilizing. They bottomed. They're just gonna replay this Ragavan, so but I can't really let them hit me. So I think I'll just go to 2 or 3, sorry. And then they replay Ragavan, and I need to. They drew their 3rd Saga. It's pretty bad. That's a murky boy, but I don't have anything left to delve anymore. Ah, shit. So if I get a Merchant Scroll, I can Gush, but then I will be mana short. So I need to just hit like a Lotus, maybe. I don't know, man. I just got out card advantage this game pretty badly because of them. Honestly, if there was no Ragavan, I'm pretty sure we out card advantage them. But the Ragavan just murdered the shit out of us. That was so bad. It was so bad. Okay, so I think I want Wasteland number 3. I think I want Liliana. I think I want Flusterstorm. And I think I want no Vamp, no Mystical. And I can go down an island. I don't want date. Like, they play 3 creatures. They play 3 Ragavans. They play 3 Ragavans and a Lurrus. Like, I already have 3 removal spells in my deck. It's probably already too many removal spells. I could always, like, play Entrancing Melody instead of Eliminate. Could be better. Like, this also just kills Ragavan if it's not dashed. I'm not really, like, too worried about Ragavan. I have a lot of removal in my deck, and I have Witches, which is very good against Ragavan. They drew Ragavan before I was able to deploy, like, anything. I think this makes sense to me. I honestly think that we should be in a I don't have Hydroblasts, which is kind of annoying. And I don't have, like, Lanterns, but I don't think we should be in a bad spot against this deck. We have all the answers. We just had to draw the answers. We just didn't. I wonder if I could have sequenced in a better way. Like, what I could have done is probably led with Preordain. That might have helped. I chose not to lead with Preordain, right? What did I do instead? I dazed something and then didn't use the mana. Yeah, like if I had led with Preordain, maybe it would have worked out better. Oh no, not this kind of hand. I did cut a mana source. I dazed scroll. Yeah, I should probably have led with Preordain and just tried to daze and just hope they didn't have, like, backup plans. That was probably the mistake that I made in that game. Do I just, like, hold everything up, end of turn brainstorm, and hope I don't die? I don't know. Maybe I'm not supposed to keep this. Maybe I just don't cast brainstorm and I just try to draw. I don't know. If I draw top deck a land that's not a wasteland, then I am in like great shape, I would think. But yeah, I'm gonna end a turn brainstorm here. Like if they ancestral, it's not bad for me. Okay, this is good. This worked out really well. So what I'll do is I'll put one force, one land, draw land, and then preordain or ponder. I want to be able to draw another land next turn. So I should cast preordain and see if there's a land underneath force. There's a push underneath force. I don't think I need a push. I don't think I need a force either. I think I'm just gonna bottom these. I got very lucky there. I probably should not have kept this hand, but I got greedy and I went in. Now, if they dash a Ragavan, that would be pretty unreasonable, I think, because they've been playing around Daze this whole time, and by them not dashing a Ragavan, it turns on Liliana, so now I just need to top deck a land. Please. Land. Even a wasteland. Fuck. At least I can order here. What is happening, man? Like, I'm not supposed to force the Ragavan. I just need to hit my land drop. Well, I have to shuffle here, fortunately. Yeah, that sounds about right. No, I'm supposed to shuffle. All right, well, I guess I lost. Maybe I will. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not supposed to shuffle. Maybe I was supposed to cast Ponder the turn before and not preordain. I want to hit a land drop. They hit my Underground Sea. Fair enough. Fair enough. Like if I drew Lotus, could I really possibly lose this game? Probably not. But too many Fluster Storms. It was a bad keep, I think. I even drew the cards I needed to make this work. Can I please draw land? Like, it should be resolvable. I can't win, man. Fucking hell. Like, if this was in the other order, it would be so fine. If they just exiled Spell Snare and I drew Underground Sea. I played way too greedy in this game. It's my own fault. I do think like it was like sufficient risk reward, right? It was definitely sufficient risk reward to make the play I did, because I do think that if I draw my lands, I just win. But it's so fucked, man. Maybe I shouldn't have cut Island, but I don't think you need that many lands. Maybe I do. It doesn't fucking matter, does it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. I threw this game horribly. Maybe they had Ancestral the whole time, and the minute I deploy a 3-drop, they just play Ancestral and I lose anyways, but I don't know. I mean, the hand is like sufficiently good against my opponent. Like it's the kind of hand where if I hit the land drops, I will win. And so I think it's like worth doing. But maybe like I said, maybe I sequenced my cantrips the wrong way. If I played Ponder instead of Preordain and then shuffled, like maybe maybe that's the real problem. Two on each. So do I care more about the Ancestral or the push? I don't know. It's just so fucked. I guess I care more about the ancestral. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I got buried. I think I just played badly. I can only counter one of these, so I'm gonna do this because it's like good value. I'm like my Flusterstorm is basically turned off, so I might as well use it. Yeah. I mean, like pondering just to shuffle is like, I don't know. Like there's a world where if the second card down is a land that I want to preordain into my Force of Will, right? Like I think it's conceivable that if the second card down is a land that we want the Force of Will. Was my line of thinking anyways, but it doesn't matter anymore. What I think I probably still should have ponder shuffled, but I'm just trying to explain why I did the thing I did. They hit another land. Ragavan is actually just land death. Ponder does the same thing. I guess that's true, yeah. I don't know. This is why I don't play Legacy, right? Because Legacy is like mono decisions like that. I'm doing this because if they hardcast Force of Will, they can't. Oh my fucking god! They can't make a Saga token. This game is over. I think I should have mulliganed my hand, to be honest. Like the brainstorm was legitimately good. I was just never gonna draw a land because Ragavan was just sniping lands off the top of my library. I played that game atrociously. I deserve to lose, so it's on me. Round 3 out of 7 for this vintage challenge. We found Yama Killer. If I had to guess, I would guess Yama Killer is on shops. This hand is not very good against shops. It does have a bunch of lands, but it has a dead card and a dead card. So I'm going to probably put this back. I will be pretty sad if they're on like Dredge or something, but I mean, Yama has enough range to play literally anything, but I think with the resurgence of Ravager shops, it'd be something to be interested in. They haven't really placed a vintage event in the new year yet, so I think I'm gonna mulligan this hand and try for something better. That's not better, unfortunately. They kept their 6. I'm gonna mulligan. I drew no lands. Should I just keep this hand and hope I draw a land off of Probe and draw for turn? On 5? Like bottom Vamp, bottom Narset. It's pretty bad against shops. So every hand I've had after 7 has just not been keepable because it just hasn't had mana sources. It's kind of unfortunate. I guess I'll go to 4. This hand's so bad too. Mindbreak Trap, Fatal Push, and a land. This kind of covers everything. This can beat Dredge. This can beat Ancestral, and I lose the shops, but I was gonna always lose the shops here, I guess. Man, that was very unfortunate. Tropical Island? Who hurt you? Is it Bug Oath? Oh, it's Starmagoyf. Wish I had my Fatal Push back, I guess. I mean, not a very strong start. They're down to 3 cards. They have 2 mana. Should I just wasteland them? Stop them from hitting a 3-drop? I definitely wish I kept my Fatal Push over this Narset. I think we'd be like winning. I think we'd actually just be straight winning if I kept my Fatal Push over Narset. Oh, they have their own misstep for Deathrite? That's very bad for me. I'm very dead now. Now I'm super far behind. Am I willing to take 2? I think so. Yeah, I mean, I stopped their Leovold, and they had a Collector Roof. I'm gonna just fetch an Underground Sea, I think. If they draw a Wasteland, they draw a Wasteland. Sapphire, Merchant Scroll, Preordain. So I could take Sapphire. No, they have a Collector Roof. I'm just gonna get rid of these cards. I don't know what I'm trying to draw here. All I know is I need to draw Fatal Push, and then I need to draw another Fatal Push, I guess, and they drew a Wasteland off the top. All right. Yeah, I mean, it was a rough mulligan. I definitely would have been better off keeping my 7. Even my 7 had some problems. My 7 might have got there. Unfortunately, just mulliganed all a bunch of hands. I'm going to take a Entrancing Melody, and I'm going to put in a Deluge, and I'm going to put in a Swamp, and I'm going to take out a Dress Down, and I'm going to take out a Narset, and I'm going to take out a Mindbreak Trap, and I think that's fine. I could also take out like one of the Slow Tutors and put a. I don't really want a 4th Flusterstorm. Yeah, it's fine versus Leo, but it doesn't really do anything versus the rest of their deck. I don't usually play Dress Down unless they play Saga tokens, to be honest. There's like something to be said about just having this to return Sedgemoor Witches instead of playing Mystical. Yeah, I mean, I can Dress Down a Goy for a turn. I don't think that matters. Doesn't seem like it matters very much. Like, I already have 3 witches. Like, I don't care about Tarmogoyf at all. Like, I should be able to beat Bug, I think. Bug should not be able to play against my Xerox engine, but, like, these hands are so unplayable. I'm going to keep this one, I think, but, like, I need to draw into action, but... I haven't had very many good hands, honestly. No Lotus stuff, no Ancestral stuff. Not a really strong mix of lands and spells. Here, at least I have, like, push your Deathrite Shaman, strip mine your first land kind of play. I don't know why Yama registered Bug. Maybe thought Bug would beat Ravager. I don't know. If I had to play against Bug every round with this deck, I think I would. Yeah. I mean, I thought my draws in the game versus shops were all pretty good, but then we mulliganed a 7 that was 5 lands, and then our 6 had a wasteland, no other lands. Our 5 had no lands. Like, it's been a little rough. All right, Slasher, I blame you then. Maybe I'm actually supposed to just fluster that. Probably not. Wow, a classic bug draw, double boxing. You hate to see it. 2 fatal pushes. Not thrilled. Gonna have to hit the Xerox engine. Demonic Tutor. Probably should have fetched in response. This has got to get Ancestral, right? What else could this possibly get? Oh, I guess we technically can just wait on the Ancestral. All right, I should have Flusterstormed the DT. I'm playing terribly now. Now they're just going to Ancestral and be able to resolve it. Oh, they went for Narset, and I have no answer currently. Okay, sure. I probably should have fetched at any other point here, but whatever. So I played around Opposition Agent. I'm just playing like very poorly now. This deck requires me to play perfect, and I'm not playing perfect. There's just like actually no reason I'm not supposed to Flusterstorm that demonic. I guess the reason is that they have their own Flusterstorm, but then I match them with Daze. So not really. I have Eliminate in my deck. I just Assassin's Trophy. Like Narset's not even that good for them. They have lots of misses. Assassin's Trophy is insane though, for sure. I don't even have an untapped land, so I can't even like vamp for a witch here, which is what I want to do. Like if I get a witch here and then they just draw like just wasteland me, it's so bad. And like if I have both fatal pushes and not eliminate, like if I had eliminate, I could cast eliminate and end step here, it'd be pretty good. Like I don't even have enough to put a Murktide in play. I don't know. I feel like I mean I threw this game again by not Flusterstorming this demonic tutor, but I'm just bad at this game. What can I say? I don't really have other game actions at this point. I kind of have to just hope they have no wasteland and that I draw another land or something. I don't know. It's really bad for me. It's really, really bad for me. Mox. So they have all 3 Moxen. That's pretty powerful. My Daze looks pretty silly when they draw 3 Moxen, to be fair. They didn't tutor Narset. They tutored Ancestral and they had a Narset. All right. Well, whatever, man. Maybe I would have Flusterstormed the demonic tutor and they would have just responded with Ancestral, but then I would have dazed it. And they have Leovold. Okay, and they have Wasteland. Okay, whatever. I mean, we lost. It's fine, I guess. I should have floated a mana there and Fatal Push that, because now they can now fluster my Fatal Push. I'm so bad. I'm just on tilt, I guess. Like I should have had Fluster up for this. Oh man. I have to hit a land here. Didn't hit a land here. Yeah, the game is over. It doesn't really matter at this point. The game was over the minute I didn't Flusterstorm the DT. That's the problem with this deck is like, if you make one mistake, you lose when you play these fair bad decks. Oh shit, none of my cards do anything. They drew another wasteland. Like what? Like there's an amount where it's my fault, but there's also like these are only the best possible cards at every single turn, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna lose if they have wasteland. They have 2 wastelands, Narset, Leovold, Ancestral, triple Moxen. Like, sure. Even if I play perfectly, is it good enough to actually beat that draw? Probably not. I think I'm good for today, honestly. I'm pretty off it. This deck seems like shit, and I'm not good enough to play it, so I think I'm off it. Yeah. I think there are decks like this that are playable, and honestly, this deck could be playable, but Like if I don't draw ancestral versus other ancestral draws, and then I have to like play perfect, which I obviously didn't do. Yama, what did you DT for? Did you DT for Narset or ancestral? And did you have a fluster when you did so? I guess is my question. I'm trying to figure out like how badly I played. I think the answer is pretty badly, but also like how am I ever supposed to win? So yeah, like I do think that this deck is playable, but I think the pilot has to be much better. You DT'd for Narset and had ancestral and had misstep but not fluster. So I threw this game because all I have to do is fluster your DT, you respond by ancestral, and I daze your ancestral. And maybe that doesn't even win the game because I don't draw my own draw spells, but at least I could have played Magic. Like, that's how big of a mistake just not fluster storming exactly one spell is. Like, completely lost the game immediately by not flustering the DT. Anyways, yeah, sorry that this one didn't work out. Sorry, I'm not really playing at the level to play this deck, but that happens sometimes. It's Magic. I'm just gonna cut my losses here and save my Saturday. I think. I hope everybody has a great rest of the day. I might try to come back for the 3 a.m. challenge, but if I do, I'm gonna play something more unfair and more forgiving because clearly this was not the play. Thanks for watching, though.